All right, the next thing to do after finding the lag time is we're going to find the distance to the epicenter. So to do that, you need your graph and then a note card or a piece of paper to go with that. So up in the right-hand corner, we were given the lag time of 340. So you're going to put your card over here on the bottom, and it's important that you have the bottom of your card lined up with the bottom of the graph. And then I just leave some space over here so that you can see all of the lines. Some things to remember is that the graph over here on the left is going up by 20. So what that simply means is, for example, this would be 20 seconds, 40 seconds, and then a minute. A minute 20, a minute 40, 2 minutes. And then along the bottom, each line is going up by 200. And this is in thousands. So for example, this would be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. All right, so the first thing we're going to do once we have it in the corners, we need to mark where 340 would be. So here's 3 minutes, and like I said earlier, it's going up by 20. So this would be 320, and then this line right here would be 340. We want to be as accurate as possible. So I'm just going to draw a line there, and I'm going to actually label it 340 so that as I add more lines to my card, this one doesn't get mixed up. I'm also going to have my arrow down here because this is an important reminder that the corner needs to stay on the P line. So now I'm going to slide. And there's 2 rules to keep in mind. Number 1, the corner has to always remain on the line for the P wave. So no matter where I move this, if it's here or if it's here, the corner is always going to be on that line. The second rule is never rotate the card. So I'm going to slide, and I'm going to stop when this line up here comes in contact with the S wave, which is this top line. So I'm going to slide and keep my card as straight as possible. Then I can see here that that's pretty good, and if I go down 1, I'm trying to see if that one's any better. It looks like this one's going to be the most accurate. So whenever you think you find it, always go below 1 and then up 1 just to see if there's one that's better. From there, I'm actually going to get a line here. If you go down the side of your card, so we're going to go straight down, this is how we're able to find the distance. So if you look to see where that red line is, this is 2,000, and then the next line is 2,200, and this line's 2,400. So what that simply means is the epicenter distance for 340 is 2,400. The last example, we're given a lag time of 5:15. So again, we start with our card in the corner. We are simply going to mark where 5:15 would be. So here's 5 minutes, this is 5:20, so I'm just going to put it really just a smidge underneath that. Label it 5:15 so I don't get it mixed up with anything else I might have on my card. Have my arrow just as a simple reminder. And then we slide. And as we slide, we got to keep in mind not to rotate our card, and we're going to stop when my 5:15 line comes in contact with the S wave. So we're getting close here. So this one looks pretty close. I'm going to go one more just to see if it's better, and it is. So I'm going to stop there, make sure my card's on a line, which it is. And then I am simply, just to help so that you can see it, I'm going to draw a line straight down to where it would be. And then if I look, this is 3,000, here's 3,200, 400, 600, 800. So the epicenter distance is 3,800.